To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. For every minute you remain angry, you give up 60 seconds of peace of mind. Hitch your wagon to a star. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. Nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. The earth laughs in flowers. Dare to live the life you have dreamed for yourself. Go forward and make your dreams come true. Trust yourself. Every heart vibrates to that iron string. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Always do what you are afraid to do. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. The creation of 1,000 forests is in one acorn. Every artist was first an amateur. Without ambition, one starts nothing. Without work, one finishes nothing. The prize will not be sent to you. You have to win it. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising up every time we fail. A friend is one before whom I may think aloud. Life is a journey, not a destination. It is not length of life, but depth of life. The only way to have a friend is to be one. Shallow men believe in luck. Strong men believe in cause and effect. Make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you. We aim above the mark to hit the mark. An ounce of action is worth a ton of theory. Nothing external to you has any power over you. Every man is a quotation from all his ancestors. To be great is to be misunderstood. People do not seem to realize that their opinion of the world is also a confession of character. A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds. Peace cannot be achieved through violence. It can only be attained through understanding. The first wealth is health. Character is higher than intellect. He who is not every day conquering some fear has not learned the secret of life. Do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. Beauty without expression is boring. Guard well your spare moments. They are like uncut diamonds. The reward of a thing well done is to have done it. What you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. Enthusiasm is the mother of effort, and without it, nothing great was ever achieved. When it is dark enough, you can see the stars. To finish the moment, to find the journey's end in every step of the road, to live the greatest number of good hours is wisdom. The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common. Be silly, be honest, be kind. Life is a series of surprises. A hero is no braver than an ordinary man, but he is brave 5 minutes longer. As soon as there is life, there is danger. A man is what he thinks about all day long. The mind, once stretched by a new idea, never returns to its original dimensions. We become what we think about all day long. Men are what their mothers made them. Great men are they who see that spiritual is stronger than any material force. Don't waste yourself in rejection, nor bark against the bad, but chant the beauty of the good. The age of a woman doesn't mean a thing. The best tunes are played on the oldest fiddles. To be simple is to be great. Knowledge is the antidote to fear. There is no knowledge that is not power. A great man is always willing to be little. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. When you strike at a king, you must kill him. You cannot do a kindness too soon, for you never know how soon it will be too late. Good manners are made up of petty sacrifices. Doing well is the result of doing good. That's what capitalism is all about. Nothing is at last sacred but the integrity of your own mind. The years teach much which the days never know. Knowledge comes by eyes always open and working hands. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. The end of the human race will be that it will eventually die of civilization. An original mind loves what it creates. All men are poets at heart. Men love to wonder, and that is the seed of science. The sky is the daily bread of the eyes. In art, the hand can never execute anything higher than the heart can inspire. Every sweet has its sour, every evil its good. Every revolution was first a thought in one man's mind. Money often costs too much. He who has 1,000 friends has not a friend to spare. The faith that stands on authority is not faith. The end of the human race will be that it will eventually die of civilization. A man in debt is so far a slave. Fear defeats more people than any other one thing in the world. Fate is nothing but the deeds committed in a prior state of existence. Men are only as great as the dreams they dare to live. Good luck is another name for tenacity of purpose. Every man is a consumer and ought to be a producer. He is rich who owns the day. Nothing astonishes men so much as common sense and plain dealing. All our progress is an unfolding. What is a weed? A plant whose virtues have never been discovered. Every man I meet is my superior in some way. In that, I learn of him. We are always getting ready to live, but never living. Fear always springs from ignorance. The only gift is a portion of thyself. Every man alone is sincere. As we grow old, the beauty steals inward. The ancestor of every action is a thought. The glory of friendship is not the outstretched hand, nor the kindly smile, nor the joy of companionship. It is the spiritual inspiration that comes to one when you discover that someone else believes in you. Truth is handsomer than the affectation of love. Let us be silent, that we may hear the whispers of the gods. Nothing can bring you peace but yourself. He who is not every day conquering some fear has not learned the secret of life. Work and acquire, and thou hast chained the wheel of chance. A good intention clothes itself with sudden power. The man who can speak and does not is the servant of fear. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics, and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. He who is in love is wise and is becoming wiser. The love that you withhold is the pain that you carry. In every work of genius, we recognize our own rejected thoughts. All persons are puzzles, until at last we find some word or act the key. That which we persist in doing becomes easier. Not that the nature of the task has changed, but our ability to do has increased. Let me never fall into the vulgar mistake of dreaming that I am persecuted whenever I am contradicted. A man is known by the books he reads. God enters by a private door into every individual. No man acquires property without acquiring a little arithmetic also. We gain the strength of the temptation we resist. It is a luxury to be understood. This time, like all times, is a very good one if we but know what to do with it. Every violation of truth is not only a sort of suicide in the liar, but is a stab at the health of human society. Life is not so short, but that there is always time enough for courtesy. Finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. When friendships are real, they are not glass threads or frostwork, but the solidest things we can know. Beauty is an outward gift, which is seldom despised, except by those to whom it has been refused. No one can cheat you out of ultimate success but yourself. Good thoughts are no better than good dreams unless they be executed. Every mind must make its choice between truth and repose. The revelation of thought takes men out of servitude into freedom. The wonder is always new that any sane man can be a king of men. Life is a festival only to the wise. The less a man thinks or knows about his virtues, the better we like him. Passion rebuilds the world for the youth. Don't be pushed by your problems. Be led by your dreams. The eyes indicate the antiquity of the soul. Every man's condition is a solution in hieroglyphic to those inquiries he would put. To think is to act. When nature has work to be done, she creates a genius to do it. Every mind has its own method. The louder he talked of his honor, the faster we counted our spoons. There are no days in life so memorable as those which vibrated to some stroke of the imagination. Make yourself necessary to somebody. As soon as beauty is sought not from religion and love, but for pleasure, it degrades the seeker. Nothing is beneath you if it is in the direction of your life. The next thing to saying a good thing yourself is to quote one. All I have seen teaches me to trust the Creator for all I have not seen. A man is what he thinks about all day long. Each man sees over his own experience a certain stain of error, while that of other men looks fair and ideal. Each of us sees in others what we carry in our own hearts. To know how to grow old is the masterwork of wisdom and one of the most difficult chapters in the great art of living. Every sunset brings the promise of a new dawn. The wise man in the storm prays to God, not for safety from danger, but for deliverance from fear. Nature always wears the colors of the spirit. Self-trust is the essence of heroism. Whatever limits us, we call fate. Do the thing, and you will have the power. Thought is the blossom, language, the bud, action, the fruit behind it. The years teach much, which the days never know. Great hearts steadily send forth the secret forces that incessantly draw great events. The world belongs to the energetic. God will not have his work made manifest by cowards. A great part of courage is the courage of having done the thing before. He who is firm in will molds the world to himself. The secret of education lies in respecting the pupil. The ornament of a house is the friends who frequent it. There are always two parties, the establishment and the movement. Every man is a divinity in disguise, a god playing the fool. Our chief want is someone who will inspire us to be what we know we could be. Beauty without grace is the hook without the bait. All men have my blood and I have all men's. What you are speaks so loudly I can't hear what you are saying. The man who stands by himself, the universe stands by him also. Imitation is suicide. The measure of a master is his success in bringing all men round to his opinion 20 years later. Nothing is secure but life, transition, the energizing spirit. The highest revelation is that God is in every man. The intellect always has the clue to the solution of any puzzle in the mind. It is one of the blessings of old friends that you can afford to be stupid with them. The glory of the hero is not in his victories, but in his endless courage. Don't be too timid and squeamish about your actions. All life is an experiment. Thought is the property of him who can entertain it, and of him who can adequately place it. Fate is nothing but the deeds committed in a prior state of existence. A child is a curly-dimpled lunatic. The age is always advancing, and the youth always catching up. The great majority of men are bundles of beginnings. Life is a perpetual instruction in cause and effect. Our distrust is very expensive. Talent alone cannot make a writer. There must be a man behind the book. A man builds a fine house, and now he has a master and a task for life. The soul is not a compensation, but a life. The world is all gates, all opportunities, strings of tension waiting to be struck. The civilized man has built a coach, but has lost the use of his feet. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Every action is measured by the depth of the sentiment from which it proceeds. We are wiser than we know. The end of the human race will be that it will eventually die of civilization. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to leave the world a bit better, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. Great geniuses have the shortest biographies. Our strength grows out of our weakness.